Gio Urshela is overrated.
He's good.
He is.
Don't get me
He is
wrong.
no. Gio Urshela is overrated. He is not that good. He's had 1.5 good seasons for you guys. He was terrible in 2018. All of a sudden, 2019, he goes off, and everyone thinks he's the god, and like Mike Trout.
Swing and a drive. You can forget about this one, folks. Three-run homer way up there.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 450 Dead Center Baseball Podcast. It's Chris, along here with Daniel once again. You know, we're the only two who run this channel. But yeah, we're here.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Biggest
yeah.
Blue Jays fan also.
Yes, no bias at all besides 100% bias. So today, or not today, a couple days ago, the MLB, or I think it was MLB Network, they put out their top 100 players. And it's garbage. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It's trash. I really don't know what they were looking off of, because there's players who had a good 2020 who were high, and then there's players who, like, didn't, and they're also high, and they never really were that good. So I don't really know how to judge this. What do you think? Just, like, overall looking at this throughout the first couple days, Daniel.
It's very interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like, some players are top 10 when they haven't even played 162. Like, it's just, I don't know. Once again,
I think they got there's the right players in there in the wrong order, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I do want to say though, like, there's nothing, like, we're not sending hate out to MLB Network, even though how wrong they completely are. And also, this is our opinion, and don't forget we're Blue Jays fans, so there's a whole crap ton of Blue Jays bias in there too.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here's the
At the end of the day, it's our opinions, their opinions. We're just having a conversation and
Yes.
trying to make some content. So
But,
let's get into it.
Yeah, ours are clearly more valid, though, obviously. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Here's the.
And if you guys like to see more of this, hit the subscription button, drop a like, ring the bell, drop a comment about what you think about the video, and which guy do you think is the best player in the MLB?
I mean, if you don't say Mike Trout, you're wrong. Okay, so here is the 100 to 91, and it's Arozarena, Trey Mancini, JD Martinez, Giancarlo Stanton, Tyler Glasnow, Josh Hader, Luis Robert, Kyle Lewis, Austin Meadows, and Byron Buxton. Overall, I mean, these players, they could easily all fit in this range to begin with. Personally, I think Josh Hader should be higher, considering, you'll see later, Liam Hendricks and Devon Williams are higher up on this list. And Devon Williams has played 60 games, and Josh Hader's been like the best closer in baseball for years now, which, kind of makes me a little bit angry. I think they really overweighted one season over other ones. But yeah, I mean, Robert, Kyle Lewis, those are fine to be there. Austin Meadows and Byron Buxton, they're good too.
I guess if they're saying coming into the 2021 season based off last season, then yeah, that makes sense putting Hader this low. But players such as like
Buxton, he had a
Trey
really
Mancini,
good. Buxton had
Trey
a really,
Mancini didn't even play, and he is super underrated.
Yeah.
To say that he's worse than Byron Buxton and Austin Meadows and Kyle Lewis and Luis Robert, right? Like,
it's just kind of.
And I think
confusing.
another one. Sorry, I'll just throw one thing. I think another one on there, and I can't believe I'm saying this as a Jays fan, but Giancarlo Stanton at 97, like. Yeah, he has some off seasons. He can't stay healthy, but the dude bashes.
Yeah, I mean, Judge, I'm going to spoil this, is in the 20 to 30 range. And he's pretty much played the same amount of games as Stanton has in the past, 2 years. So,
Yeah.
I mean, considering they're like 80 apart, it's kind of confusing. I really think Judge is overrated. And this is full Blue Jays bias, 100%. But if you're going to have Stanton at 97 and Aaron Judge probably, I think he's like 21, like, that's just criminal. Like, why do they, I don't know how, they're like the exact same player, except Judge plays better defense.
But not even that. Like, just looking in this group of players, Austin Meadows and JD Martinez and Giancarlo Stanton are all like the same similar player, right?
Yeah.
And I think Stanton's better than all three of them.
I do too. I mean, JD Martinez was great in 2018 with the Red Sox. 2019 he stepped back. 2020 he also stepped back, but he's still a great player.
Yeah, he is, and I think 98 for him's fine because he's also getting pretty old, right? So
yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one of this list because
yep,
they kind of bounce off of each other, if you know what I mean. So Number 90 is Yoan Moncada. 89 is Brandon Nimmo. 88, Verdugo. 87, Joey Gallo. 86, Sonny Gray. 85, Luis Castillo. 84, Kyle Hendricks. 83, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. 82, Salvador Perez. And 81, Wilson Contreras. And like you said before, you said how this list is based off of going in to 2021. Then, like, why is Salvador Perez lower than Wilson Contreras? And, like, why is Moncada so high, considering he sucked in 2020?
Exactly. And I think this is where they... Because if you're basing off the last 3 or 4 seasons, yeah, okay, Moncada. I can get behind Moncada at 90, maybe even higher, because he did play well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that he had bad last year. But even something simple as, like, Luis Castillo versus Sonny Gray, I think Gray's a better pitcher than Castillo.
I mean, if we go off last year's stats and the year before, I would agree as well.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, he is younger. Like, Castillo is younger and probably more upside, but I mean, we haven't seen it yet.
Exactly. We've seen glimpses of it, and he can't be nasty, but there's times where he's not. He's the worst pitcher in the league, not going to lie.
Yeah, there's like, when he's with the Yankees.
But I think another thing is, like, I don't know, my bias, my opinion. I think Perez is a better catcher than Contreras.
I do too. No, I 100% agree. Perez hit like 330 last year.
I think Perez is a top maybe 3, maybe 4 catcher in the league.
I think he's the second best catcher in the league. I think he's better than not Grandal. Never mind. No. Top three. Top three.
I'll say I think he's the top 3.
Yeah, I forgot about Grandal.
Contreras is like I don't know. I would take Salvi over Contreras. That's all I'm saying.
And honestly, Gurriel at 83, I think is even a little bit too high for him. Like, he was great, but like there's flashes when he's like really bad, like Chris Davis bad, but then there's flashes where he's like Mike Trout good. So it's kind of balances it out. I think Gurriel is a top 100 player, especially if he has another season like he did this year going in 2021, he can definitely be even maybe top 50. But I think he's like in the 90 range, not mid 80s or low 80s.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I would put Stanton still higher than Gurriel.
Yeah, it's just like...
Stanton mashes, let's be real. Stanton's going to hit you like 270 when he's healthy and hit like 40-plus homers.
Yeah, exactly. I like Gurriel's defense, though.
Yes, exactly. But other than that, a couple minor changes, nothing to freak out of, really.
No. This one wasn't that bad, actually. Not bad so far. All right, so we're going to move on to 80 to 71, and there's a couple questionable ones here. 80 is Blake Snell. 79 is Kenta Maeda, 78 Gio Urshela, 77 Whit Merrifield, 76 Charlie Blackmon, 75 did I say the right number? I don't know.
Yeah, you're good.
75 Lance Lynn, 74 Dinelson Lamet, 73 Marcus Semien, 72 Ozzie Albies, and 71 Kevin Biggio. And this pains me to say this, Daniel, because Kevin is my favorite player. But he's too high on this list. He's too high.
Yes, I know.
I mean,
some of those names on there, like, honestly, my opinion, Whit Merrifield's the best player on that list.
I was going to argue Blake Snell's the best player on that list.
Oh, true. Okay, I meant by, like, position player. But yes, yes, Blake Snell could arguably be the best player on that list so far that we've seen. Mm-hmm. And you're having Maeda ahead of him, Lance Lynn ahead of him, Dennis Lamet ahead of him. Like,
honestly, also, Gio Urshela is kind of high in my opinion. Like, he's good. He's not top 80 good.
Yankees fans, listen to me right now. Yeah. Gio Urshela is overrated.
He's good. Don't get me wrong.
No. Gio Urshela is overrated. He is not that good. He's had 1.5 good seasons for you guys. He was terrible in 2018. All of a sudden, 2019, he goes off, and everyone thinks he's the god and like Mike Trout. And then he comes back 2020, has a half-decent season. He is not that good. Okay, you cannot tell me he is better than Blake Snell. You cannot tell me he is better than players such as, like, Salvador Perez and Alex Verdugo and JD Martin, Giancarlo Stanton. Like, you cannot tell me Gio Urshela is better than them.
Oh, we're gonna get some hate in
that. Is my rant. Gio Urshela, in my opinion, should be the 100th player on this list.
I don't even think he should be on this list, to be honest. But you know what? I mean, that's
the only problem I have with this list so far is Gio Urshela is not a top 100 player in the league. He is not a 78th player. I don't want to hear about all his defensive WAR and WAR plus stuff and sabermetrics and all this garbage.
I have eyes, and my eyes speak otherwise.
Yes, I have eyes.
Pretty much.
Gio Urshela is not that good.
I mean, he was good in 2020, so I'll give him that. And I guess I know they're basing this list off of that, so that's why I see him in this list. But I mean, like, can he do it for 162? Like, that's what I want to know, because 60 compared to 162 is 102 games difference. So I mean,
Take him even in the 2019 when he went off and everyone thought he was Mike Trout. He didn't play 162 games. I think he played 110 or something like that.
yeah, that's because the Yankees were very versatile then. Also, as much as I want to say this, I do think Cavan. I did say Cavan is too high on this list, but I think Ozzy so far is better than Cavan. But I do think maybe after this year, Cavan can solidify that 71 spot. Also, same as Marcus Semien, he was dropped off a lot this year, but I do think he can probably be a top 50 player. Same with Cavan. Other than that,
and we all know I hate on Marcus Semien,
mm-hmm.
and I think Simeon's fine at 73 because he did have the MVP year and he was decently hitting before.
Mm-hmm.
His just defense was garbage.
Exactly.
But I think 73 is fine. But you cannot tell me he is only 4 spots better than Gio Urshela. You can't tell me that.
I know.
You can't tell me Whit Merrifield is 1 spot better than Gio Urshela. That's not happening.
I would take Whit any day of the week. Also, I do think that Lance Lynn, Charlie Blackmon, perfectly rated here, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, nice. Good job, MLB. Good job.
Good job. You got 2.
Yes, they got 2. What number are we at? We're at 71. Okay. Where's my list? There it is. All right, so 70 to 61. In 70th, we have Max Fried. 69, Giolito. 68, Jack Flaherty. 67, Dom Smith. 66, Big Meat Pete. 65, Rafael. 64, Gleyber Torres. 63, Eugenio Suarez. 62, Chris Bryant. And 61, Javier Baez. Daniel, I want to know your opinions on this one.
Why is Dom Smith on this list?
He was good in 2020.
He was. No, I'm not gonna lie. If we're basing it off 2020, he was fantastic. He was arguably a top 50 player in the league last year. But
yeah. I mean, I don't think he's better than Cavan.
Yeah.
And Cavan, I
think
think
not going back. I don't think he's better than Merrifield. I don't think he's better than Cavan. I don't think he's better than Ozzy Albies. I don't think he's better than
Gio Urshela.
No.
Okay.
He is better than Gio Urshela. I don't care.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I don't know. It's an interesting one because I think Don Smith can be there by the end of the year if he has another good year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
You know who had a really bad year and is still so high on this list?
Let me guess.
Javier Baez.
Baez. How did I know you were going to say that?
Oh, I don't like Javier Baez. Like, I love his personality and how much fun he is. But 2019 was a fluke. I'm going to throw it out there. He's not going to do that again. His strikeout percentage is way too high, and all he does is swing for the fence, and pitchers realize that. So what are they going to do? They're going to keep throwing balls that aren't in the strike zone, and what's he going to do? He's going to strike out more. So he's got
I will give Javier Baez this. His defense is outstanding. I will give him that.
Yeah, his defense is pretty good. Chris Bryant, I think, should be higher than Javier Baez, to be honest.
I would say out of this list, Eugenio Suarez should be the 61.
Mm-hmm.
He is so underrated. Even players like Rafael Devers.
Yeah.
My bad. Rafael Devers, and I'll say Gleyber Torres, I think is a little bit better than Javi. But
yeah, I mean, I would rather have Gleyber Torres over Javi. But that's also because of the age factor. But Gleyber, he had a down year last year. So, I mean, if we're going
to be fair, Javi is way better defensively. But Gleyber's hits more for average. So I guess it's just kind of what you value.
That's true. And also, if we're also at the end of 2021 season, I think Flaherty and Max Fried and even Giolito can just right up the list.
Yeah, they could skyrocket. They've been improving every single year. And honestly, you could see a Cy Young season from any one of those 3.
Oh, yeah, 100%. All right, so we're in the 60 to 51 range, right? Yes, we are. So in 60th, we have Steven Strasburg. 59th, Devin Williams, or Devon Williams. I don't know. 58th.
I think it's Devin.
I think it's Devin. I mean, it's spelt Devin, but people say Devon. 57 is Bo Bichette. 56, Carlos Correa. 55, Altuve. 54, Eloy Jimenez. 53, Brandon Lau. 52, Aaron Nola. And 51, Mike Yastrzemski.
I mean, the fact that they have... I don't want to hate on Nola. He's a good pitcher, but Strasburg is way better than him when he's healthy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Flaherty's better than Aaron Nola, to be honest.
Yeah, I say they're all kind of around the same region.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
they're like elite, but they're not like DeGrom, you know?
they're like good. They're like above average to really good.
Yeah, like they're obviously in contention to win Cy Young, but
Yeah,
they're probably gonna fall short. I
yeah.
think Devin Williams is a little bit high. I know
I
he
know
had.
you already talked. You already
I said
said
this
that.
before. Like he is too high on this list. If you're asking me, I mean, if he does this 2020 season again in 2021, by all means, put him top 10. I don't care. But like, this guy's gonna be like the next. Who's that Yankees closer? Mariano Rivera. Like seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it because he had like it's not even the fact that yeah we hate on like players that we were saying before, such as Gio Urshela, where he had one good year and then we're all hating on him. It's not even that. It's Devin Williams had one
60 game
season,
stretch. Yeah.
one 60-game stretch. That's it. And it's not like he pitched every single day for 60 games. He probably pitched like 30 games.
Not even probably. You think the Brewers won games? Come on, Diego.
Okay. Let's not hate on the Brewers here,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, I mean
I don't
Liam
know.
Hendricks. I mean, considering Liam Hendricks has been the best closer in baseball the last 2 years, and he's only one spot ahead of a guy who's pitched 60 games in his
Yeah.
life. I mean, I just don't see it.
Then again, like I get it if it's coming into 2021. Yes, 59, I can see it because he had a good year. But
Yeah, I would take Liam Hendricks any day of the week. Bo Bichette, I like the rating, 57. I mean, if he stays healthy, he can easily be a top probably 30 player in the league. If in at 162, like if he keeps up his numbers, like his numbers, he's played less games than Tatis, and his numbers are almost roughly the same in that same area. And since considering Tatis is in the top 10, I mean, Bo Bichette 57, kind of criminal, but it's okay.
I think you're gonna hate me for this. I think Bo's a little too high.
Really?
It's just a little bit. Just
What
a
do you
little
think of
bit,
Tatis then?
Okay, we'll talk about him later. But I think Bo's just a little bit too high.
I mean, yeah, he hasn't played that much.
There's
That's
some names
that's
that I
my
would put
fault.
ahead of him that we talked about, such as like Rafael Devers, Eugenio Suarez. I'm just trying to remember some other guys that we talked about. But yeah,
Yeah.
those two mainly. Yeah, Bo's good. He could be 57 for sure. If you're gonna put them there, I'm not gonna say no.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably more in the 61 to 70 range.
Yeah, I honestly I think Bo Bichette's perfectly rated. He could even be higher because 56 and 55 are the trash can bangers.
Yes.
Correa and Altuve. Like Altuve, kick him off the list. He sucked in 2020. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Altuve.
If we're going by 2020, Altuve was terrible. I'm sorry.
Like
You know what? He can have a bounce back year.
he can, but like considering even his defense took a hit, and like defense usually doesn't take a hit when like a player starts sucking. I don't know why
Yeah.
that happened. It's just I think the cheating scandal thing is in his head. It's living rent free up there. So I don't know.
It'll be interesting this year with the whole Astros, and finally they're saying that probably fans might get back in the ballpark.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll see what happens.
They didn't even have any booing last season besides the other team's bench. So who knows what'll happen. I think the rest of this is pretty good. I like the Mike Yastrzemski love. That's good.
He's very underrated, Mike Yastrzemski. I
Oh,
will
yeah.
give him that.
He
I
could
will
be
give
top
him that.
50.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the 50 to 41.
Yes,
Chris.
yes. 50 to 40. Let me find it. Here it is. So 50th is Will Smith. 49, Yasmani Grandal. 48, Cattell. 47, Donaldson. 46, Justin Turner. 45, Muncy. 44, Matt Olson. 43, Rizzo. 42, Nelson Cruz. And 41, Luke Voigt.
All right, two problems with this list, and
Okay,
that's all.
go
on
ahead.
this part. One, Luke Voigt is not better than Rizzo, Olson, Muncy, Donaldson. Like
Boba Bichette.
Luke Voigt is not that good.
Yeah. I mean,
Luke Voigt
he
is
was,
not. He
he was great in
Luke
2020.
Voigt belongs with Gio Urshela in the top 100 thing. He belongs 99.
Okay.
Let's get that out of here.
Yeah,
And
it's just
two,
because he was
Will
phenomenal.
Will Smith is not the third best catcher in the league.
He's not. No, he's not. I mean, I think Will Smith can be in that area where Contreras and Salvador Perez are.
I agree 100%. I think he should be up there.
Yeah, where's Kirk on this list, by the way? I don't see him. Oh, he's probably in the top.
Kirk.
He's probably top 10.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely number one.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
number one.
I know. I'll Photoshop it.
Other than that, that's all that I got for this part.
Yeah, I'm actually quite okay with this. Personally, I think that Donaldson is a little better than Justin Turner, but he was also hurt in 2020, so I understand why he's there. Matt Olson was actually really bad last year, so I can understand why he's there. But boy, I mean, he popped off last year. We can't deny that he led the league in home runs, and they're going off of this into 2021.
But he led the league in home runs in a 60-game season.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I know.
you can't be glorifying him for this. He is not better than Anthony Rizzo. He is not better than Matt Olson. Because, yes, Matt Olson sucked last year, but he played Gold Glove defense.
That's true. And also, Luke Voigt's a lefty hitting in Yankee Stadium. So, I mean, like, you know, we'll move on. Before we piss off some people. Where are we?
41 to 31.
Did I not take a picture of this? Hang on.
Found
it. I got it.
Right.
Walker Buehler, 40th. Hyunjin Ryu, 39. Clayton Kershaw, 38. Marcelo Zunas, 37. 36, Michael Brantley. 35, Jeff McNeil. 34, Conforto. 33, JT Realmuto. 32, Paul Goldschmidt. And 31, Jose Abreu. I think the Kershaw disrespect is in full force here.
Yes.
He's so good.
I get it, but he is good. He is really good. But you know what? As long as he's better than Rio and he's better than Buehler, I'm fine with where they have him right now.
That's true.
The only one I have a problem with is Brantley's better than Conforto, I think.
Really? You think so? I think Conforto's actually rated.
No. I think Conforto's really good. Don't get me wrong. I just think Brantley's better than him.
Yeah. I have one problem with Jose Abreu being 31st. Considering Freddie Freeman is in the top 5, spoiler alert, and they both are first basemen who won the MVP last year. Abreu being in 31st, you know, I'm not a fan of, but, well, I mean, Freeman plays much better defense, so we'll put that there.
I guess I'd have to see what the next 30 is, because I didn't really look at each one. I just kind of looked at the top 10 with you, but
okay.
Because Goldschmidt could easily be a top 30 player. Realmuto could easily be a top 30 player. Abreu can easily be a top 30 player. Kershaw can easily be a top 30 player. Like
Exactly. Here's the next part. So where is it? This is 30 to 21. So 30th is Yu Darvish. 29 is Trevor Bauer. 28 is Max Scherzer. 26 is Tim Anderson. Or 27 is Tim Anderson. 26 is Trey Turner. 25 is Xander Bogaerts. 24 is Corey Seager. 23 is Matt Chapman. 22 is Bryce Harper. And 21 is Aaron Judge.
I got one problem. Well, 2, actually, I guess.
Yeah,
2.
2.
Trevor Bauer, I love you, buddy, but you're a little overrated. You are not the 30th best pitcher in the league. You are not better than Kershaw.
Yeah, I don't know why Yu Darvish is this high. I know he was good last year, but
Darvish was good the year before too, and the year before that. So he's been good for 3 years.
Okay.
I get that. Yeah, Bauer, you are not better than Kershaw. Let's be real.
He's not.
And Tim Anderson is.
Bauer's going to be the number 3 on the Dodgers rotation, and he's higher than Kershaw and Buehler. So I mean.
He might be the number 4, to be honest. Julio Urias is pretty good.
He is pretty good. So was Dustin May. Put him in the 5. Sorry, Bauer. Sorry, Trevor.
Yeah, and another thing, Tim Anderson is not the 27th best player in the league. You cannot tell me Tim Anderson is better than Paul Goldschmidt and Jose Abreu.
His literal teammate who won the MVP last year. You're saying their shortstop is better? Seriously, MLB Network? Are you kidding me right now? Yeah. I think Trey Turner should be higher than Corey Seager and Bogaerts. He's really good.
Yeah, I honestly, those 3, you can literally just flip a coin.
Exactly. Matt Chapman.
I think they're all in the right range.
Yeah, Matt Chapman's a little high considering how bad his 2020 year was. There was other players who had a bad 2020, and their overall rankings just tanked.
To be fair, Matt Chapman went out early in 2020 with I think he tore his Achilles.
Oh, poor guy.
Tore something. So
yeah, 22 is Bryce Harper. Honestly,
one more thing before you.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I thought you were moving on to the 20. Go ahead with your Bryce Harper part. I wanted to make a point.
Oh, Bryce Harper in 22. Honestly, I might be the only one saying this, but it could even be a little bit underrated. He was really good last year. Like he hit bombs. His OPS was like, I think it brought his overall total career OPS to like over 900, which is really good. And he was healthy. Yeah, no. He was healthy the entire season, unlike 21 on this list.
Bryce had a nice 2020, and he had a nice bounce back year. But I think 2020 is fine with him, to be honest. Or 22 is fine with him.
Yeah.
From where he is. The one thing I was going to say is, I know everyone wants to hear the comment. Aaron Judge, and they want me to say, "Oh, he's underrated, he's overrated," blah blah. But honestly, I think he's right in the right range. Like I hate to say it, but when Judge is healthy, he is a top 30 player in the league by far.
Yes, but that's when he's healthy, and even when Stanton's healthy, he's also a top 30 player in the league. But Stanton
Exactly.
is
That was gonna be my next point.
97th, I think, if I remember correctly. And Judge is
Mhm.
21st, and they played probably both 15 games last year or something like that. So I mean, what are you doing here, MLB? What are you doing? Okay, we'll move
Let's
on.
just move on before I get
we'll
mad.
move on before we get mad. Okay, top 20 now. This is the good boys, you know. 20th is George Springer. 19th, Jose Ramirez. 18th, Manny Machado. 17th, Alex Bregman. 16th, Trevor Story. 15th, Francisco Lindor. 14th, DJ LeMahieu. 13th, Arenado. 12th, Shane Bieber. And 11th is Garrett Cole. I think they nailed Shane Bieber and Garrett Cole, to be honest.
Honestly, I would say 11. I don't mind this 20. I don't mind this group of 10 here.
Yeah, I mean,
The only problem I have is I know Tatis is in the top 10, and Lindor and Story are better than Tatis right now. You cannot argue with me that they're not.
Yeah,
Tatis is a little bit overrated. He's good, don't get me wrong, but Lindor and Story are both better.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we're talking about this very second, not in 10 years, not in 5 years, not even by the end of 2021. Right now, I can't put Tatis ahead of Lindor and Trevor Story. I agree with you. I think maybe they should be like what the other three shortstops were, like, what was it, Bogarts, Turner, and
Like
Seager.
back
It
to
should be
back
like
kind of
that.
thing?
It should be like
Yeah.
that. I think it should be like that. And there's gonna be a lot of butthurt Padres fans because apparently Tatis is Mike Trout, but Tatis shouldn't be where he is. We'll talk about him a little bit later.
But yeah, if so far the 11 to 100,
Mhm.
I don't mind.
Might I
can
also
get behind it.
I want to point one thing out here. Manny Machado was better than Tatis in 2020. Like Tatis, he was good. The first half of 2020, god tier. But the second half, the other 30 games, his average dropped from like 330 to 270, which I mean is still way above league average. But in that time, he was not that good. Like, and if that carries on into 2021, then that could be an issue considering the Padres are now paying him $340 million over 14 years. I don't think that'll bite them in the butt by the end of it, but like you can't put him in the top 10 right now.
It's not even that. He plays in San Diego. San Diego, they glorify their players. They're good. Like, don't get me wrong, Tatis is a good player. But these small players. Trevor Story plays in Colorado. Lindor played in the Cleveland. You don't hear a lot about Cleveland and Colorado in the news, right? You hear about the Padres, the Dodgers,
Exactly.
Yankees, the Mets, right? So now that Lindor's playing on the Mets, you're going to see how good he is. He is the best shortstop in the league by far. There's no way that Tatis is better. Story, okay, if you say Story's better, I will accept it. I will disagree, but I will accept it.
Yeah, because Story has hit better the last 2 years, but Lindor's defense, unbelievable. Also, Bregman's just a bit too high, just considering how he was all right, but I think Machado's better, to be honest.
I would have flipped Ramirez, Machado. I would have flipped Ramirez and Bregman.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into this top 10 before we start killing ourselves, All right.
Yes.
Number 10 is Cody Bellinger.
I would say read 10 to 5 if you can, and then we'll talk about those
Sure.
5 and then we'll go 5 to 1.
Yeah, sure. 10 is Cody Bellinger. 9 is Christian Yelich. 8 is Rendon. 7 is Acuna. 6 is Tatis. And where's 5? 5 is Juan Soto.
Then again, my point. Tatis is not better than Rendon.
At the moment, he's not better than Bellinger. He's not better
And
than
he's-
Yelich. He's not better than Rendon. He's not better. Who am I missing? Anybody else?
Acuna.
Acuna. No! Oh!
Maybe.
The Acuna disrespect.
Yeah. Acuna's underrated. I'm sorry.
He's so good.
It's because Freeman had such a good year last year that Acuna got the sunlight taken away from him a little. But
Yeah, I mean, Acuna was
if I'm
good.
taking this 5, I'm putting Tatis at 10.
Yeah, honestly, I would too. I mean, I know Yelich and Bellinger both sucked last year. They, royally sucked. But they've done it before, and they've proven that they can do it over a full season. Hence 2019, where they were both like by far the MVP candidates. So I mean, it's
Even
all right.
2018, they were both really good. So like,
I mean, no, Bellinger was bad in 18. He was good in 17. Remember, he's 1 year good, 1 year bad.
yeah, 17, 18, 19, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I would agree with Yelich over Bellinger. Rendon in 8th, I'll take it. He's so good. So good.
Yes.
Acuna 7th, we talked about that. Kind of disrespectful. Tatis.
I'm so happy that they put Soto 5 and not Tatis.
Oh, if they somehow put Soto, he was better than Tatis last year by far, and he played even less games. Oh, I would have been so angry. I think Soto could even be number 4, because number 4 is Freddie Freeman. I mean, Freeman, he was the MVP. Soto could have arguably been the MVP. He just didn't play as many games as Freddie Freeman. And as a fantasy nerd, Freeman, great in fantasy. I have to agree. Freeman, I don't think he should be number 4, like the 4th best player in the league, but he was still good.
I would put him 4th best.
Really? I think Soto should be 4th. I would literally, he still should be top 5. I just think they should switch Soto and Freeman.
The only reason I'm not going to put Soto 4 is because same thing with Tatis. He hasn't been doing it for long, right?
You
got to remember that.
Longer.
He's been doing it for longer. Freeman's been doing it for almost a decade.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we forget how old Freeman is. Freeman's been doing it for a decade.
He's so good.
So that's why I'm putting Freeman 4.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I will take that. That's okay. Number 3 is Jacob deGrom.
Who is the best pitcher in the league? I don't want to hear anything else.
Yeah, Yankee
no
fans.
Garrett Cole. No Garrett Cole.
Yankee fans.
Shane Bieber. No Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler. As much as I love them, they are not better than Jacob deGrom. No Trevor Bauer. Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher in the league.
Minus Tanner Roark, to be fair.
Oh, Roark can go suck his mom.
Oh, Jesus. So, Yankee fans, I need to ask you this question. How is Garrett Cole better than Jacob deGrom? Can you continue this, David?
There goes Chris's phone ringing. He's going to say, how is Jacob deGrom, Garrett Cole better than Jacob deGrom when deGrom's number 3 on this list? You can't. You just can't. deGrom is the best pitcher. He goes out there and he pitches every 5 days or whatever it is, and he's going to get you a win every single time almost. So I can't disagree with this.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree. I mean, maybe it's a little bit high, but I mean, deGrom has literally been the in 2018 he won the Cy Young, 2019 he won the Cy Young, 2020 he was nominated for the Cy Young, which Garrett Cole wasn't in 2020, might I say. Hyunjin Ryu was, and people think Garrett Cole's better than Ryu. What a joke.
The only reason I wouldn't put I can see the disagreement with deGrom being 3 is that he doesn't play every day, right? Because he's a pitcher, so he plays like every once out of every 5 days, roughly.
Yeah, and then this list is kind of making him like the absolute pinnacle.
Yeah.
When
he plays, if we're talking about when players actually play on a day, deGrom is the, I would say, 3rd best player when he plays, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. All right, number 2. For some reason, people were mad at this, and it's Mookie Betts. I'm like, what? Why were people like disrespecting Mike Trout in the comment section?
Obviously, number 1's Mike Trout.
Obviously, number 1's Mike Trout.
If you didn't know that.
I mean, it should be Alejandro Kirk, but I mean, Mookie Betts. I mean, people were getting mad that Mookie Betts was not number 1 on this list, but it's like they haven't seen Mike Trout play. Like they were saying, Trout.
I don't think people realize how good. Like Betts is good. Don't get me wrong. Betts is
so
phenomenal.
Good. He's so good.
And if Trout wasn't in the league,
it would be Betts' league.
Betts would be 100%. Betts would be Betts' league. But I don't think people realize. We are literally watching like Mickey Mantle version 2 of Mike Trout right now. He is literally the modern day Mickey Mantle. He is so good. You can't tell me he's not good when the lowest he's finished is MVP voting in the all seasons he's been up. I think it was 5, right, Chris?
And he was hurt that year.
Yeah, and he played half the season.
Like he's so good.
And anything else, he's been 3rd. 3rd has been his lowest. You can't tell me, except last year. But
what was he, 4th?
4th last year. Yeah.
Oh wow. Wasn't he hurt? Or was Mike Trout hurt?
Like I can't. Like Trout is literally Mickey Mantle. That's
Yeah.
my comparison.
And people were saying that Mike Trout shouldn't be number one because he doesn't have rings. I'm like, boy, the people who probably say that are probably Jeter fans. And guys, Jeter hasn't won an MVP. Mike Trout has 3 of them. Rings don't.
But it's not even that. Baseball, it's not like basketball. It's
Exactly.
not like hockey. It's not like football.
One player.
Like, you can't have, it's not one player. It's not like every single play. Like, for example, Brady, right? Brady, every single time he's on the field, is going to touch the ball at least once. Every single time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Touch the ball. Right?
Yes.
Mike Trout's touching the ball maybe
One every
once
9
out of every
at-bats.
3 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah, once
Pretty
out of
much.
every 3 innings touching the ball.
Yeah.
So, baseball's a team sport.
And even that, Mike Trout's WAR is literally hovering around 10 almost every single season. He's giving his team, which is the Angels, who suck pretty much. They're garbage without him. He's giving that team pretty much 10 more wins than they would have gotten every single year. They would be a bottom feeder without him. He's doing the best he can.
I don't want to hear this. That's better than Trout. Tatis is better than Trout. Garbage. No. Trout is the best in the league. Trout is going to be the best in the league for maybe another 5 years. After 5 years, okay, maybe he declines. Maybe he might still be the best, but he is entering his prime right now.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Like, yeah, Tatis, he could be number 1 in 2, 3, 4, never, who knows. But, I mean, even other players, like Jordan Alvarez wasn't even on this list, and he's really good. Who else wasn't on this list? Syndergaard, I know. Vladdy, you're right. I mean, he hasn't been good, but he was better than some people that were on this list last year.
Gio Urshela. All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
We're gonna wrap this up.
I have 2 questions for everyone watching.
Yep.
Number 1, if you agree with Trout being number 1, if you disagree with Trout being number 1, let us know in the comments why and why not. And 2, if you think Gio Urshela is overrated, let us know, or underrated in the comments. That's all I want to know.
Let us know. If you say overrated, ooh, that's what I like to hear. Okay, we'll talk to you guys
We'll see you
later.
guys all next time.
Goodbye.